The following is a World-Class Bullshitters exclusive.
So we start today's journey at Ollie's, where we find a brand new mountain of, well, you know what we're looking at. Let's see a little closer what we're actually looking at. We have Kai Brightstar. Weird name, bugged out eyes. That's for kids, so I'm not buying it. But if you have kids, buy them something better, because there's a ton of these, and they don't want any. Let's move over here and see what we have. Besides Baby Yoda, we have, a lot of Ahsoka. A lot of Ahsoka. But let's move away from that, because the Star Wars mission fleet is probably the least successful line in the history of Star Wars, so much in fact that I gotta check out Mario instead. But moving back here, the main reason this probably failed is, well, that's not Fire Spray, it's Slave One, and there's a lot of fans out there that would buy these, but silly edict, silly name change, silly product, let's be honest. And it's stacked high, so folks, if you need them, they got them forever. Let's just move this entire case of Black Panther figures and move to the main event, the Ironheart Mask. And there are, wow, this is the hot ticket item this season here at Ollie's. Let's get the camera in here to see how many they have. Let's actually pull it back, because I couldn't really keep this one up. There we go, get the fingers out of frame. Here is a helicopter view of all the unsold crap so far. Now, you'll see Wakanda Forever. It's about 2 years old at this point. It's been at Ollie's for over a year, but that doesn't matter. This is the Christmas rush, and these are all new toys to some people. I feel bad for those people, but this is new at Ollie's. The Little Mermaid. Yes, from the Disney hit Little Mermaid that came out last year. Didn't watch it, don't care. But I do care about Marvel toys, and do you feel silly if you pay full price for this stuff? I bet you do, because you can find everything here if you just would have waited. Well, let's be honest, it's the stuff nobody wanted that you'll find here, but hey, it's Marvel. And hey, it's Valkyrie. Lots and lots of Valkyrie. Send this video to Tessa Thompson, folks. See what she says. Now, Captain Marvel, the old school Marvel's legit. Howard the Duck. Who else we got back here? The Lady from Wakanda, forever on store shelves. Exciting. The old Tarantula, more of her, some Fortnite. We'll take a closer look at Fortnite a little later in this video. Let's get around here, shall we? Wrestling figures like Jimmy Uso and The Undertaker. I love The Undertaker. Didn't pick this one up because I don't really collect The Undertaker, just like nobody collects Helena Shaw from Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Let's move on, shall we? What if everybody bought these toys? Would the world be a better place? No. But it'd make an interesting video. So let's take a look over here and see what we have. Ida B. Wells. Well, Ida be interesting and buy something else. Dr. Ian Malcolm's legit, and they got tons of him. Sorry, Doctor. And more Little Mermaid dolls. Again, we don't cover girls' toys or like other stuff we don't understand. We only talk about what we're experts in. So the Mario toys are here in droves as well. They got the castle and they got Princess Peach with Mario, but what they don't have are regular Mario figures. Those all sold out. So people do care about Mario, but not Catsuit Mario. Let's see what people care about over here. A very full Star Wars shelf. Exciting. So let's get a little closer. We have Ahsoka by the dozens. Sounds like a movie title. And we have the female clone and Carl Weathers, and there's Bill Burr, and there's Reva, a whole case of Reva, right next to Princess Leia. Speaking of Reva, here's a case of her vintage style figure. Let's just see what else we got back here. We got the fifth brother. Whatever. There's more Revas, more Fifth Brothers. It just doesn't stop. Now, this is too good of a deal to pass up, even if you don't like Disney Star Wars. 2 Black Series figures for $19, and it's the Imperial Guard and a TIE Fighter pilot. Come on now. They're the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi, so that's last season's toys. Great to see it here at Ollie's. This Young Jedi series is going to be around for a while. What'll be around longer, all these toys or the Young Jedi ones? Let me know. Hopefully you like WandaVision and Doctor Strange, because they got them. A lot of them, and they look terrible. So let's see what else we got over here. We have some drones, we have Fortnite. Ooh, Beast Wars. That's a cool show. But what we really have that's interesting is the Marvel Wall, as in this Marvel Wall that never moves and the usual offenders are still here. Isn't it great to see America Chavez said no one ever? Moving on. I wonder how the employees at Ollie's feel. They're like, is this ever gonna move? Because this isn't just new stuff, folks. This is old stuff piled on top of older stuff. It's the Ollie's way. Now, I would never go out of my way to buy these toys, but neither would anyone else. I'm sorry, it's low-hanging fruit at this point, but it's still funny to me. You know, if you go on the internet, you hear all these people defend these movies like Shang-Chi the actor. Well, Simu Liu, defend that 3 years on, no kid wants your action figure. Did you really have an impact? Oh, they saw our movie. Some people saw your movie, and less people bought your toy. But if you want them at Ollie's, they have 100. Let's look at the other side of the aisle since we never do, and it is pointless. Let's check out the laundry detergent instead because, okay, transition time. Now this was kind of cool. It caught my eye. I went back to check out the Star Wars Yoda Spirograph. It's art. I'm all for it, so the Star Wars part is irrelevant. Speaking of irrelevant, we still have Last Jedi toys. Awesome. Now let's move away from that old crap and find out what else we got down here. You know, one day, this will all be put in a landfill. And how many Rivas are going in that landfill? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Rivas, 12, 13, wait up, 4, put it down, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, looks like 23 Rivas. Wow, that you army build one character, not Riva probably, but hey, if you need her, she will always be here alongside these permanent residents. This is what Han Solo was talking about, the C-3PO in The Empire Strikes Back. So I had to take a step away from Ollie's to get over to Target to check out the Acolyte Kyber Core. Yes, they now have Star Wars figures where you can bleed the crystal like this douchebag. Awesome, yeah, I'm so excited for the next generation. We got stuck with Luke Skywalker's lightsaber that made sound. They get emotionally unbalanced characters like that guy, or this chick, or that robot. Man, the future's bright for the next generation. Now, I had to check out the other non-Star Wars toys, and I saw this awesome wrestling 4-pack, and it immortalizes the legend that is Booker T versus Stone Cold in the grocery store. Only problem is you get John Cena, and well, that guy's a joke. But R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero, you were the best. Now, I love the Ninja Turtles, I love pizza, and I love vintage toys, so if I collected Turtles, this would be going home with me, because it has motorized pizza-throwing action. Transformers 1, flop in the box office, but will it be a flop on toy shelves? Find out in the future. So here's the other non-Disney toys as well. We have, well, Marvel's Disney, but this is from McFarlane right here, and this is a pretty cool representation of Todd's art, but I don't collect statues. Do you? Let me know down in the comments below. I love the car section at every toy store. They always have some of the coolest stuff. If I was a car collector, I'd be eating good all the time. But the prices for anything that's not a Hot Wheels are a little insane. That face is insane too. See, the Mario figures are here at full price and at Ollie's at the same time. Don't fall for the trap. So back in the adult collectibles section, I found something bizarre. Yeah, it's called Vibrating Beetlejuice. Now, I didn't notice that Beetlejuice was a vibrator when I picked him up, but he started shaking in my hands and I got uncomfortable and tried to put him down, but I didn't want to break it because you have to buy it, and nobody wants a Beetlejuice vibrator, so I just threw him back on the shelf and walked away. And that is why I won't do that ever again. So I had to leave the store because I was uncomfortable, and I stepped over to Walmart, and here's the normal stuff. We still have X-Men 97 on shelves, a lot of old Spider-Verse toys, so even at this Walmart, the newer stuff ain't selling. And look, we have Acolyte toys, and those will be here too. Hi, May. Hi, Soul. Bye, everybody else. Ah, her from the Book of Boba Fett. Cool, said no one ever. Man, that new line down there is really selling out at every store. Now, speaking of alternate lines, I do like this version of the wrestling figures, and I like Kurt Angle and The Rock, and who do we have here? Brutus the Barber Beefcake? That's kind of cool. And Triple H. Anybody watch the McMahon documentary? I thought it was a letdown. So here's the WWE's competitor, but the toys are a joke, and we're not going to worry about it. Now, G.I. Joe only has 2 pegs, so Articulated Chad is very sad somewhere right now, but it's a classified line, and I'm not that excited about it either, Chad. If only they would have had all these video game toys when I was a kid, I'd have had more toys, but I didn't really need more toys. So I had to step back at Ollie's to see more toys, and look, we have an army of Howard the Duck with a severed head. There's Captain America, and look, more Helena Shaw, the only Indiana Jones figure that didn't sell. What a shock. So over here we have Doctor Strange by the case, the Eternals are still here. I mean, the jokes write themselves, so I'm just going to move on and show you what will be here next Christmas. Folks, that's the one thing that's beautiful about World Class Bullshitters toy videos. Not only do we show you what doesn't sell, we show you the future. This is a future episode because in 6 months, these will all still be at Ollie's. Look it, we have Beyblades. Those aren't, that's something else. But look it, 6 cases of Shurikopters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 to grow on. Great. And look at all those masks. That's probably 40 of those Ironheart faces. And they're electronic too. That's a waste of good battery. Yo, dog, we heard you like the Batman, so we got you 100 of these Batmobiles. You know, the movie's not bad. The Penguin's a good show, but that's a lot of those. Will they sell? The Michael Keaton one sold out, but not the Robert Pattinson. Oh, my favorite episode of Power Rangers where Trini and Kimberly got cars and raced. Man, the 90s were a weird time. Speaking of weird, back to that weird Star Wars line, Young Jedi Adventures. Oh, man, there's Mario. What a welcome friend. But yeah, this Young Jedi Adventures series, again, it's for kids. We're not really worried about the content of it, but I can tell you that these toys were not that big of a hit because these aren't even a year old. I think some of these are just a few months old, maybe 1 year at the most, but that's nothing. That's nothing compared to these Ahsoka figures. I like Rosario Dawson. She's a good actress, and I like stuff that lights up and makes sound, but I'm not buying Ahsoka, and neither are you, and neither is anyone else. Again, if you want to know what's going to be on the shelves in 6 to 8 months, come back to Ollie's, Ahsoka Forever. That should be our new hashtag. All the work that went into this merchandise. What a waste. Those poor kids. Down here we have more of the Young Jedi Adventure series. I hope kids like them, because that's all they're going to get if your parents shop at Ollie's. Now, this is kind of cool. I do like Expanded Universe. We have Jackson from the Star Wars comic book series. He's one of the first EU characters back in the day. Good old Baby Yoda, more Baby Yoda, and Michelangelo the Ninja Turtle. How comfy. Let's take one more look at this and look over here and then walk away. Now, this is the toy aisle we're always at, and there's no movement on those or those or those or any of those. They just multiply. They're like Bebe's kids. But there is a new one. We have the Incinerator Trooper and Grogu. $10 for that little guy and a trooper, which is not a bad deal at all. We got, a case of the Black Series vintage style ones, or whatever they're called, classified line. I don't know. I'm not buying them, and neither are you. But what I do want is, well, nothing. It's Rey. Yay, hashtag there's Rey. Awesome. And Holdo. She's in such good company. At least these losers aren't all alone. They're not alone at all. They have, oh, come on, Short Round deserves better than that. But the funny thing about these toys is they were so poorly produced that the figures fell off the card back, and these are all stapled back on. Now, I don't know if this was Ollie's that stapled them on, or Hasbro. I'm going to guess that it was Hasbro that stapled them back, but that's kind of an embarrassment, Hasbro. It looks bad, and you should feel bad. I don't do Fortnite. I just am not a kid, and I don't have any yet, but I guess this is cool. Maybe your kids can get plastic figures of the characters they play in a video game that they don't like. But that shark is neat. I didn't take it home, though. Now let's take a pass through the actual toy aisle, shall we? More Fortnite stands, Thor. We're about to see something, folks, that is new to me, and it's not the Shurikopter, because here it is, right here. Awesome. What do we got? Another 24 of them? Probably. No, Shang-Chi is no longer alone, because here we are, Everett Ross. Jeez, there's a lot of Everett Ross. All right? There's one up there, there. Now, hold on a second. They have been spaced out. We're about to uncover cases of just him. There's a couple. Keep watching. Let's move on down here from the toys from 2 years ago. And I'm looking at you, Black Panther. And there's our first solid case of Everett Ross. Man in a suit, not selling action figures. Maybe they hate Martin Freeman. I don't know. Seems like a decent guy. But the character is not that cool. And kids don't want him. Collectors don't want him. Marvel, stop making characters and action figures of everything. They're just not worth the time. You know, even at $1.99, kids want better. Like I said at the beginning, what if? What if they made stuff we all wanted to buy? The world would be a much better place. This is a little extreme, isn't it? No, not at all. Now, I'm a sucker for nostalgia, and I do love the original Star Wars, so maybe when these are $5, I'll get the Cantina Band. Friggin' Dan and the Modal Modes. Play that one song. Okay. Passing through Ollie's one last time, looking at the games, looking at the stuff. Pretty cool. Now we're finally visiting this Target. I wanted to show you two things. First off, these Ninja Turtle wrestling figures. Kind of a cool crossover. I have The Rock as a Ghostbuster, so that's a nice callback. But Seth Rollins is Leonardo. One of my least favorite world champions is my favorite Ninja Turtle. And there's Trish Stratus. Still the greatest. But here we have OSHA, all by her lonesome. Get bent. Let's move away from the Acolyte toys. Let's move away from all of this stuff. And let's go over here and look at the other non-Disney. Well, this is technically Disney. And I'll tell you, this Iron Man figure's cool. At 70% off, I'm buying it. That's a neat looking figure to me. Ooh, McFarlane Spidey. I'm a fan, but just not of statues. Now, I had to share this with you because this is really cool. Okay? This is a Darth Vader robot. I'm all on board with that. It's neat looking. It makes sound, apparently, if I can figure it out. No, not there. Let's twist this. There we go. I mean, they're using the actual sounds from the movie. There's lights. There's mechanical elements. Is Darth Vader got a chest burster in him? Is this an Alien crossover? If so, this is the coolest toy ever. But I gotta say, they're getting kids started a little early on Alien. Imagine X, no thank you. But the lightsaber lights up, and that was a pretty cool toy. So, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this Ollie's toy video like you always do. It's always fun to go back into the stores and see what's not going to sell now, then, forever. We're like the WWE. That's always there when you need it the most. So, folks, if you ever need a Shurikopter or one of the 14,622 Revas we saw today, well, go to your local Ollie's. But if you don't live by Ollie's and you need some toys, you can always contact us over on Twitter. Maybe we'll help you out. But, folks, do us a favor right now after we entertained you. Share this video. It helps us out big time. So while we have you too, be on the lookout for Stealing Solo 2. Make sure you watch our shorts and check us out live each and every Tuesday and Thursday. We're changing up the show format. We're making things a lot more fun. They were already fun, but it's getting to the point where if you're not laughing at this show, you're probably clinically dead. And that way it doesn't matter because your views don't matter. But everyone else that's alive, we appreciate you guys, and we'll be back next time with more. So until then, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other. Stealing Solo asks the greatest what-if question of all time. What if a group of disgruntled Star Wars fans kidnap Harrison Ford and force him to remake Star Wars in their basement? That, and a whole lot more, is answered in Stealing Solo, a Captain's Parody. Stealing Solo has been called Laugh Out Loud Funny and the greatest Star Wars parody since Spaceballs, and it's available now for a limited time only. Go to StealingSolo.com, which is powered by Shopify, so you get the reward-winning safety and security, and get yourselves a copy today. Once we sell through this limited backstock, I'm going back to the drawing board to bring you the sequel, which parodies Luke Skywalker's fall from grace, and finally the closing chapter, which I can't wait to get to, Frankenfisher, the Bride of Solo. And yes, it's exactly what you think it is. So folks, the only way to get that is go to StealingSolo.com right now, get yourselves a copy, and enjoy the greatest Star Wars parody since Spaceballs.